Up next on Connections. You think your gas bill has skyrocketed? Just think what the jump in fuel prices means for a fleet of buses. We'll show you how CTA is working to get better mileage and use less fuel. That, plus a way to cut costs and help save the environment. We'll take a look at the CTA's Bike and Ride program. A beauty shop for trains? You'll meet the team that rejuvenates and beautifies CTA train cars. Plus major improvements being enjoyed by riders at several renovated stations. The CTA, working hard to improve, committed to quality and its riders. Welcome to Connections. The CTA, delivering quality, affordable transit that links people, jobs, and communities. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. You know, it just plain hurts to even think about filling up your car at today's gas prices. But did you ever think about what it costs to fill up a CTA bus? Well, the CTA is doing everything possible to control the high cost of fuel by using fuel-efficient routes and buses.
With fuel costs going up as much as they are, we use 24 million gallons plus every year. So every time there's a 10-cent increase in fuel, we actually incur an additional $2.4 million worth on our fuel bill.
But CTA is not sitting idly back and watching fuel costs rise. New, more efficient hybrid buses have been joining the fleet, and the results are impressive.
In May of 2007, we compared that to May of 2008. Really, we've actually traveled about 35,000 more miles in a month-to-month comparison, but we've actually reduced our fuel usage by about 350,000 gallons. We have higher fuel mileage ratings on our newer buses and our hybrids, so we've used those more. What we've seen in a lot of our older model buses, we get about 2.77 miles to a gallon on our much older 1991 buses, and around our 1995 to our 2000 plus models, we'll get over 3 to 3.5 miles a gallon. What we're seeing a lot with our new hybrids is we're getting up close to the 4 miles per gallon mark, which is a great improvement over the older buses.
We've all seen hybrid cars on the road, but are the hybrid buses similar?
The hybrids that we have, like the ones behind us, are actually a parallel drive hybrid configuration. It's much like the Toyota Prius or the Ford Escape hybrids in a car that you or I may have. It's a vehicle that gets powered not only by the engine, but as that engine is starting out, it gets an electrical assist by the batteries that are located on top of the bus that helps push that vehicle through the street or accelerate that vehicle. And by doing that, it not only saves fuel because using electricity to power that bus, but also cuts down emissions.
CTA is testing many kinds of different technology in order to keep fuel costs down. This experimental bus is called the Design Line EcoSaver 4, and you may have seen it at your bus stop.
Over the next few weeks, the CTA will operate this bus throughout the day on various routes in order for CTA personnel to evaluate its fuel efficiency, propulsion technology, and overall performance on handling the volume of CTA rides that we provide daily.
CTA is confident that by continuing its use of new technology, prices will stay low and buses will have less of an environmental impact.
The more we contain our fuel costs, the better we are in keeping our expenses lower. Whatever we can do to keep our fuel costs down by technology, lighter buses, better planning of how we put them in service, we're going to do the best we can for our customers.
CTA officials believe that the steps they're taking now will save $91.5 million over the 12-year average lifespan of a bus. And also, reducing fuel consumption is good for everyone. As gas prices go up and up and up and up, well, we're seeing more and more bikes on the streets of Chicago. But what do you do if your destination's a little too far for a bike ride? Just take the CTA and bring your bike along with you.
Chicago is a great city for bicycling. Chicago has over 100 miles of on-street bike lanes. There's 6 off-street trails in Chicago, over 10,000 bicycle parking racks. So there's tons of facilities for people on bikes. It's getting better every year.
Bicycling fits perfectly with cities, and what you want to see in a city is a mix of transit, walking, and bicycling that gives a lot of people living in a small space ways of getting around, and that's where you get the benefits for carbon, that's where you get the benefits for health because you're physically active. It's where you get the benefits for congestion because people are moving in efficient ways.
The City of Chicago, in partnership with many agencies, including the Chicago Transit Authority, prepared a long-range vision until next 8 years. What do we want to do to fulfill the mayor's goal to make Chicago the most bicycle-friendly city in the United States? And a key component of that plan was bicycling and transit.
The CTA's bike-friendly amenities support the mayor's goal, and riders are taking advantage of the convenience of bicycling with public transportation.
With gas prices at $4.25 and maybe going higher, I think we have a historic opportunity for bikes and transit to work together. So where the city's putting in bike lanes to go to the transit stations, then we're putting in bike racks inside the transit stations. We have bike racks right now inside 85 CTA stations. Bikes can take you somewhere for a mile or two. Transit can take you somewhere for 5 or 10 miles. Together, it's a perfect marriage.
So it must take an expert rider to put their bike on that bus bike rack, right? Not at all. CTA has made it convenient for all bicyclists. Recently at the Bike to Work rally, CTA employees used a demo bike rack to show just how easy it is.
So when the bus pulls up, the first thing that you want to do is make your intentions known to the operator that you're going to be putting your bike on the rack. You can do this by making eye contact, waving at the bus operator, saying something through the door. The first step is to deploy the rack by squeezing the center handle and locking it in the down position. After this is done, due to these advertising signs, what you want to do is clear the wheel well of the red bicycle support arm. Always put the front tire where the bicycle support arm is, never the rear tire. After the bike is in the wheel well, secure the front tire by rotating the handle back, securing the tire. You're ready to board the bus and pay your fare. Then on the way out, what you want to do is you want to alight at the front of the bus, make your intentions known to the operator that you intend on getting your bike off the front of the bus. Alight at the front, come down, unlock the wheel with the support arm, remove your bike from the front of the bus, return the support arm back to the wheel well, and if you're the last person to take your bike off the rack, what we ask is that you return the rack to the upright position.
Taking your bike and putting it on one of the CTA buses, we actually tested it. It takes about 7 seconds.
There are a few rules you need to follow when taking your bike on CTA.
You can take your bike on the bus with you at any time of the day that the bus route is in operation. Each bus can accommodate 2 bicycles. Bikes can be brought on trains 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except for 7 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday and 4 to 6 p.m., and no bikes at all on July 3rd on the train system. Children age 14 and over are allowed to bring their bikes on the system with them. Children age 12 to 14 must be accompanied by an adult. Under 12 years of age is not allowed on the system with a bicycle.
I think it's fantastic that CTA provides bike and ride services. It makes it a lot easier for cyclists to extend their trips. So if they can bike to the train station, they can park their bike there and then they can hop on CTA. Or if weather goes wrong, if it starts raining, you can just jump on the CTA and you can get home without being soaked. It makes people a lot more comfortable riding bikes because there's a different option to get home if something goes astray.
You can feel good about yourself and help out the environment by teaming up your bike with the CTA. Just ahead on Connections, CTA trains get a makeover.
How can the
CTA help you to save on your gasoline bills with the prices like they are these days?
I don't have to buy a sticker, I don't have to buy plates, I don't have to buy insurance, and I don't have to park the car.
Oh, so it's not just about the gas.
What gas?
The bus company is easily accessible to anywhere you have to go, so there's always a bus there.
The CTA helps out a lot because with you paying that much on gas, would you buy a monthly fare? I mean, it works out best for you because when you get that monthly pass, I mean, you could spend more in gas in one tank full with that monthly fare.
It's a lot easier. The gas is like going up to $5, so it's way too much money. So we're definitely using the CTA for a long time.
Combining technology and teamwork while delivering dependable, affordable transit. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. It's no secret that trains get regular maintenance, but you may not know that CTA trains now get beauty treatments too. Now it's no day at the spa, but you can definitely see the sparkle.
We do 12 cars a night here. We started with the red line. We're just about in the process of finishing the red line. We're going to move on to blue, and we intend to do the whole fleet.
Those cars come in, and we'll assign our servicers to their cars, ensure that they have the right safety equipment on and supplies for detail cleaning the cars.
It's a good deal. I ride public transportation, so I've been on it a lot of times. So, I mean, now we really, stepping up to make sure that, the passengers have a clean train.
As part of CTA's Enhanced Cleanliness Initiative, rail cars are arriving at the Linden facility to get a full beauty treatment.
We have a problem with the cars at this kind of finish that we have a lot of embedded dirt in the cars that our automatic car washers just could not get off. And we were challenged with the task of how to remove that grime. So working with a supplier of our soap and experimenting with different products he had, he came up with a product that was so very aggressive that would attack this grime at a real good level and remove all this grime. Exactly like you take your automobile to a detail shop. We get in all the crooks and crannies and everything in a train that a car washer can't get into.
We do full interiors. We have a machine that actually cleans shampoos the seats out. We clean the floors, inside the windows, inside the motor cab where the motorman actually drives the train.
Employees here estimate that it takes at least an hour and a half just to clean the outside of one train. It's a long and detailed process that's designed to get every single part of the train spotless. Just take a look at the before and after.
We start from the bottom of the train.
The entrances and stuff to the train.
They have a lot of dirt.
The snow plows and all the accessory boxes on the side.
The chairs.
The safety chains.
The stirrups.
The vents.
The electrical boxes.
The white windows have to be detailed.
We clean the safety springs on the side of the cars.
The entrances to the door.
The in-betweens of the cars.
Around the door, the bottom of the door.
Detailing around the windows.
Front to back, top to bottom.
You work your way all the way up to the roof line on the top of the train.
It's a lot of detail.
The list goes on, and riders are definitely noticing the difference.
We had a couple customers that know internal people at CTA that ride our system on the red line, and one of them called up and asked, he says, I saw one of your new cars on the railroad. He must have saw one of our cars, and then we got a second call like that too. So the notice was quite striking, especially when we just started doing it. Most of the cars were very grimy, and these cars would just stick out like jewels. So it was fun.
Our employees have been coming in and saying that their family members are saying, have CTA purchased new trains or new rail cars. So, it is being noticed around the city.
I think it's just a great statement of how we're proud of our fleet and we want to maintain a clean fleet. We have 3 railroads that go down expressways. We go down the Dan Ryan, we go down the Eisenhower, and we go down the Kennedy. So not only do our customers see the cars, but you have millions of people riding the expressways every day that see the same product we're turning out. It kind of instills pride in all our employees.
We have been getting remarks from other employees, and their family members, wondering if we have new clean trains or whatever, and them knowing that they're part of that, it makes them feel good about coming in here doing this every day. They wear protective equipment that kind of gets them overheat, especially on hot days or whatever. They come in, they put the equipment on, and they're ready to go, and they love seeing these trains go out looking shiny and new.
A clean train makes a world of difference to customers. And to the CTA, customers are what it's all about. Still to come, several CTA stations are new and improved. An update on several projects. The word connection, a link or a spark that brings people together. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. The elimination of slow zones is a priority for the CTA. Repair work on the Blue Line continues, and this month, things really move forward. Starting July 8th, CTA is substituting bus service for rail service on the Blue Line from Rosemont to O'Hare. Crews will perform intensive slow zone elimination work on the section of track between the two stations. At a recent press conference, Ron Huberman explained the plan to customers.
CTA staff work closely with the contractor to determine the best approach in restoring rail service as quickly as possible. Because this area is both subway and ballasted track, and there's limited access for equipment due to overpasses and bridges, it would be difficult to complete this kind of work over a weekend as we were able to do elsewhere on the line.
As part of the ongoing Blue Line project, crews will replace old rail ties with composite rail ties that are expected to last over 50 years.
We are replacing the ties, we're replacing both rail, and we're replacing the plates and the spikes, and we're doing ballast renewal, which all aid in the smoother and faster ride.
And when we open back up in July, customers will notice on the first day we open significant increases in their speed and significant reductions in their travel times.
CTA will run bus shuttles between Rosemont and O'Hare for 3 weeks, from July 8th to July 27th. In the meantime, customers should give themselves a little extra time when they're planning their trip to the airport.
CTA will be providing the customers bus shuttles to and from the airport, and we'll have customer assistants positioned to give customers information and communicate where they need to go and how they need to get there.
CTA bus shuttles will run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week during this period, similar to the Blue Line. At O'Hare Station, customers will board and alight buses at the O'Hare Bus Shuttle Center, located in the airport's lower level by the flight arrivals area near Terminals 1, 2, and 3.
Customers can always get more information about the closures by visiting CTA's website, www.transitchicago.com.
We have gotten feedback from customers, and the communication is positive. They're saying they're experiencing both a faster and smoother ride.
I also want to in advance thank our customers. Our customers are showing great patience in what is clearly a major inconvenience as we do this construction work. However, we're confident that once this construction is done, we can assure them a safer, a smoother, and a much faster trip.
The CTA is grateful for the high level of customer support and patience while repairs are being made, and will continue to work hard to improve customer travel times. In recent months, we've been telling you about work to upgrade numerous facilities along the CTA. If you've been to the Howard or Armitage stations recently, you're seeing some major changes. Both the Howard and Armitage stations have gone through extensive makeovers for different reasons. Armitage is part of the ongoing Brown Line reconstruction.
On June 5th, we opened up the new Armitage station. The new station includes a larger station house. A refurbished part of that station house is a historic station house that we refurbished. It has longer platforms to accommodate the 8-car trains. It has 2 elevators, 1 to each platform to make Station 80 accessible, as well as new lighting, new signage.
Chicago-based artist Jonathan Gittleson created a mural for the station titled Chicago L Stories. It's comprised of 45 photographs that depict passenger memories of the station.
The mural downstairs is part of the Art and Transit program. It's part of the Brown Line project. Every station has a public art component to it, and it's a cooperation with the City of Chicago and their art program. Artists are selected to prepare an art idea for each station, and they're selected, and then they go ahead and install it in conjunction with the construction of the station.
Not only is the Armitage station full of new amenities, it's also part of history. The original station opened on June 1st, 1900.
8 of the Brown Line stations along the line were designated as historic stations. We were required to keep a part of that station for its historic nature, so the designers incorporated the refurbishment of those and were able to salvage certain items at that station for the historic purpose.
Progress is moving quickly over at the Howard Station. Although the station has remained open throughout construction, riders can now come in through a brand new, modernized entrance.
The amenities that are currently completed in the South Station include 6 new escalators and 4 new elevators. That also includes ADA compliant signage as well as new fare control equipment. Some of the amenities that will be completed when the project is completed includes bike racks and a rehabilitated Howard Avenue entrance. The lighting has been completed. Some of the work on the platform that needs to be completed includes platform lighting, platform windbreaks, and benches, but that's all to be completed by the beginning part of next year.
The new South entrance is making the neighborhood proud.
The public response to this project has been very positive. Since they've been involved with this project since its inception, they've been monitoring the project very closely, which we've been having regular community meetings with them.
We'll keep you posted as stations across Chicago are being renovated. It's exciting to watch the progress. Up next, what to do in the event of an emergency. Getting from here to there quickly, easily, and without breaking the bank. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. Everyone knows the routine of being on a train during normal operation. But what do you need to know if you're on a train during an emergency? Behind the scenes, there are people and plans in place to help you in the event you're on a train during an emergency. CTA operates a safe system and provides more than 1,800 train trips every day. The vast majority of those trips occur without incident. But if you're on a train that experiences problems, you need to know what to expect, what emergency features are already in place in the subway or on a train, and what you may be asked to do. CTA has added signage, lighting, and other features to enhance the safety in the subway.
Safety features in the subway include signage that directs customers to the closest emergency exit. There are emergency walkways upon which the customers can walk to the closest emergency exit, and they're equipped with handrail.
Also note that all exits have signs with the street address and stairs that lead up to street level.
We have blue lights affixed throughout the subway. Those blue lights are places where telephones are located. Now, at those telephones, the passengers have the ability to push one button and they're able to talk directly to our control center. Now, as they continue walking towards the emergency exit, there's a flashing blue light that would alert them to the location of that emergency exit, as well as a message that's playing that directs them to that emergency exit.
The emergency exit is at the flashing blue light.
The safety features inside the train include emergency response instructions, what to do if there's an emergency. There are speakers within each train car that the motorman, the operator in the train, can communicate to the customers through. And then there are doors that pass from train car to train car. Should the operator provide instructions for the customers to leave one train car to another, they have the ability to safely pass through.
Both the Chicago Fire Department and Chicago Police Department are alerted to emergencies on CTA's system by personnel who are on duty at CTA's control center. Fire and police personnel train alongside CTA staff to familiarize themselves with CTA subway tunnels and elevated structure, so when they respond to the scene, they can provide assistance to riders as quickly as possible.
As field employees, we're in direct contact with our control center. Our control center has direct lines to the police department, the fire department, and the OEMC.
All CTA trains have a two-way intercom system which allows customers to talk to the rail operator in an emergency. If you're in an emergency situation, look for the blue light on the rail car lighting panel. Push the operator call button and this will put you in contact with the rail operator.
May I help you, please? It's very important to listen to CTA personnel or any other personnel that are on the scene at that time because we've been trained to handle emergency situations.
It's dangerous to self-evacuate because there are dangers our customers might not be aware of and might not be able to avoid. There is the third rail that has 600 volts of power. That power gets cut when we have emergency situations, meaning it would be turned off. But if customers self-evacuate, it might still be live. Likewise, there's a risk associated with potentially moving trains.
If you're in a train in an emergency, never evacuate unless you are told to do so by a CTA employee or if your immediate safety is threatened. In most cases, the safest place for you to be is on the train.
Attention passengers, this train is being taken out of service. We'll be evacuating the train along the emergency walkway. I need someone to volunteer to lead the passengers. How about you, sir? Thank you.
If it ever becomes necessary for you to evacuate a train, CTA or emergency personnel will ask you to leave the train in one of 5 ways. If the train is located completely in a station, you will be directed to step out of the side doors onto the platform. If the train is located only partially in a station, you will be directed to pass through the end doors to the portion of the train that is in the station and then use the side doors to access the platform. If the train is located out of a station and there's no nearby train, you will be directed to exit using the side doors to the emergency walkway located at track or platform level. If the train is out of the station and there is another train on the same track, you will be directed to use the end doors to access the other train. If the train is out of the station and there's another train on the adjacent track, you will be directed to walk through the train to the designated car where you will cross over to the other train. For your safety, CTA does have some do's and don'ts for evacuations. Do's include: familiarize yourself with evacuation procedures. These are posted in each rail car. Stay calm and listen carefully to CTA or emergency personnel instructions. The don'ts are: do not open the doors. If the train is in motion, this would be extremely dangerous. If the train is not moving, then the rail operator has made the decision not to open the doors for passenger safety. Also, never touch any tracks or rails, even if you've been told the power is off.
For CTA, safety is our #1 priority. And one of the things we want to do is encourage our public to continue to ride CTA. So when you're aboard our train system, you can feel safe that we've already spent hours, countless hours, training and preparing for any type of situations that could come about.
In order to ensure the safety of our passengers and our employees, CTA has training programs for our employees. We have exercises where we practice different types of emergencies and how to react. And we also monitor our programs for effectiveness and are looking constantly for opportunities to improve them.
CTA continues to review and enhance its procedures designed to keep customers safe in an emergency. Traveling in and around Chicago on the CTA saves you time and money. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. We're always looking for story ideas. Do you have a travel tip you'd like to share? Or maybe you know of a hidden Chicago gem that's served by the CTA. Give us a call on the Connections hotline, 312-681-2812. Helping you make your connections, I'm Jean Sparrow. Thanks for watching.